All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Saturday, another busy day here. We have a minivan that we actually got our top of the line coating a few months ago. It's in for maintenance. We're doing a full interior detail, also an engine detail. We have a C8 over here. Zach's working on that, polishing it, getting a ceramic coating. And then a Lincoln Town car, actually getting full detail, odor, and engine. So a little bit of everything in the shop. But reason I want to make this video is I had a coworker call me yesterday, said, hey, we got a 78, it's got overspray on it. How do I get rid of that? Super common question. We deal with it all the time. So just want to make a quick video, help him out, and if you guys ever run across this, hopefully help you. Step in here a little quieter. Okay, so see if I can draw this. There we go. Okay. So what you need to understand is what your car's paint is actually made of. So if we go here, you have the substrate, if I can spell. So this is actually going to be whatever the car is made of. They're going to dip it in a E-primer. Then you're going to have primer. Then you're going to have body color. And then you're going to have clear. Okay. So since about 1980, this is everything that vehicles typically going to come with. And so typically when you're working and cleaning on a vehicle, you're going to be mainly concerned with the clear coat, that top layer. Now the interesting thing is most vehicles switched over, like I said, about 1980. Now my friend's car is a 78, and so we hadn't quite made the switch there, so some of this will vary. So for example, on the 78, the metallic colors had clear, but the regular flat colors actually didn't have any clear. So depending on the year, especially when you get close to that 1980 mark, depending on what color it is and what type of vehicle it is, some of this can change. But regardless, the procedure is pretty much the same, but it's helpful to know what you're working with. All right. So I'm just gonna, for the demonstration purposes, I'm gonna say we're working with the clear coat since that's what most people work with. So when we have clear coat, okay. So first off, when you see all these scratches and swirls in your paint, they look like these little divots. Okay, if you were to look at it horizontally, that's exactly what it would look like. Okay, now that's a whole nother topic, but this is basically what your clear coat looks like. Now, when you get something like overspray, you can try and wash it. It's probably not going to come off because what's happened is it's actually attached itself kind of to the top of your clear coat, and it's kind of embedded in there. So if you can imagine, all these different things are just going to be stuck to your clear coat. So how do we get that out? Well, so there's a couple different ways. The first way is going to be with clay. So clay is a synthetic material. Here is, we actually use a clay towel. They're technically synthetic perforated decontamination towel, but it's a clay towel. It's super sticky. These are a little bit more expensive. We'll look at some other options here in a second that you can do. But first, what you would want to do is you want to wash the vehicle. You want to make sure you're working with a clean surface. And then you need to make sure the surface stays lubricated. So a lot of clay towels, clay mitts that you pick up, a lot of times they'll sell it as a kit. And they'll have clay lube with it. You can use something like Optimum No Rinse. Again, we've talked about that before. That's fantastic. Probably our pick, what I would recommend. Or again, if they sell it in a kit, great, just take whatever they have. But spray more than you think you need because clay isn't abrasive. So what can happen is as you're cleaning this surface, you can actually create little micro mars. And so then, now you're probably not going to create this in your clear, right? But you can kind of create this, and so you can get rid of the overspray, but now you'll have like a almost kind of haziness because you scratched the surface. So make sure that doesn't happen. Again, one, clay towel is a little safer than a clay bar, but more expensive. And so you really need a clay to get rid of this. Now, what if that doesn't work? Depending on how long the overspray has been sitting there, again, it's possible that they're kind of really embedded, because your clear coat has some depth to it. Not a lot, it's about a Post-it note, but it does have some depth to it. So if the clay bar doesn't work, then your only option is to polish it, which I don't always recommend DIYers or beginners do that, because then it's going to depend on, well, one, you need a polisher, you need pads, you need compound, you need polish, and then it can be really dangerous too, because again, you're working with about a Post-it note worth of thickness, and we don't want to burn through this clear. If we completely remove all of this and we go down into the body layer here, well, then it's going to be completely discolored, and then your only option is to repaint. Not good. So again, hopefully something like a clay mitt works. So what do I mean by clay? So this, I'm just on Amazon, clay bar. So something like Chemical Guys. Again, I really don't like Chemical Guys, but it's fairly cheap. I can get it tomorrow. And then clay bars will have different grades. So you'll see this is a medium duty grade. There's a heavy clay, there's a light clay. Again, heavy clay, something like that is going to work quicker, but keep in mind that you do run the potential risk of marring your paint, which again, then you might have to get into the world of polishing, which opens up a whole new can of worms. So my recommendation, if you guys are dealing with overspray, I would probably just pick up something like this. Again, it comes with the 16-ounce clay luber. Spray that on. Again, make sure you wash the vehicle first. Make sure you've got a clean surface to work with. You don't want to be grinding dirt on top of trying to get all the overspray out. But pick up something like this. Again, it's on Amazon. It's $22. You can get it the next day. And hopefully that works. More than likely it will work. Now you might have to spend some time doing it. Might take a long time. But hopefully that works and you don't have to go to the world of polishing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. One more quick note on clay bars. This is another reason I really don't like clay bars, is they are super sticky. So you constantly need to be kneading and kind of folding it over to get to a clean surface, because you're gonna pull out a lot of gunk that's embedded in your clear coat. And the problem with clay bars is if you drop it, it's dead. Don't use it, because as soon as it touches your garage floor, all of that is going to be stuck in there, and then you can't really use it. Versus if you pick something up like a perforated synthetic decontamination towel, it's just, why do we have to call it that? It's just a clay towel. But if you pick up a clay towel, you see you've got all these like kind of holes and ridges and stuff, and basically all the decontamination and everything that you pull out kind of sits in there, and then you can honestly just rinse this, pressure wash this, all that stuff's fine. So you drop this, rinse it, don't put it immediately back on, but if you drop it, it's not the end of the world, versus use something like this, you drop it, it's over, don't use it. All right, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much how you get rid of overspray. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have overspray and you're in the Fort Worth area, we'd love to help you out. Again, we're probably gonna recommend polishing because it's a lot quicker and we know what we're doing, so I'm not worried about burning your paint. And it's just gonna give you a much superior product end result. If you're looking for a DIY solution, pick up something like this. More than likely you'll be fine. It's gonna take you a while, but you'll get there. You guys got any questions? Let us know. Love to help you out. Noble, hope this helps. If you got any questions, let me know. Thanks.